This does not feel nice. Something's happened. I've gone on a weird angle. You might want to pull the winch out. This is definitely the most snow. This is the most snow you've ever been in, isn't it, Kai? High Country track. Probably one of the most famous tracks in the High Country, if not Australia.
This is our moment. This is our moment. This is our moment. This is our moment. Gladiator in the Civil War. What you think that I've been fighting for? Got a cape on like a superhero. They rushing at me.
If you choose to go, you can't change your mind. Stay committed. No turnarounds.
I'm striving my people up. Straight to the roof. Tell them we bringing the troops. We got a little surprise. You thinking that we ain't the truth. We give it 120. We never make an excuse. So go run and tell everybody down that we coming for you.
That was honestly ridiculous. I regret doing that in these conditions. Oh my goodness. Well, we did it. It's snowing and it is bloody freezing. 7:30 Sunday morning. Saying -2 on my phone, but I think with the wind it'd be a fair bit colder than that. I wouldn't say we're covered in snow, but definitely a decent amount. It's coming down heavy. What do you think? Pretty cool?
Yeah.
You happy we got snow?
Yeah.
You cold?
Yeah.
My hands are frozen trying to hold this camera.
My face is.
We didn't exactly bring appropriate snow gear. You've got Nike runners on.
I know.
Fair bit of snow coming down. We managed to get a fire going, which we're building up now, try and warm us up. Feet and hands are the ones that always get cold, and we didn't really come prepared with proper shoes and gloves and clothes. So beautiful out here. Try and keep warm by this fire. Here's your toasted sandwich in bed. So
Thank you.
just making some toasted sandwiches for breakfast on the fire, warm us up. It doesn't really stop snowing this whole morning. The sun sort of shines through the clouds a little bit here and there, and then it goes darker again. Had some brekkie, just in the process of packing up camp now. There wasn't heaps to pack up. We just got all the stuff out of the rooftop tent. It's still reasonably dry in there. There's a little bit of moisture on the ceilings and underneath the mattress. It was pretty cold in there last night. Because it's only a thin material, like it's not ideal for these sorts of conditions, but normally in these conditions I'd bring an extra blanket. We only had a sheet and the crash pad double doona with us, which is just not really enough, whatever it be. But we both had 2 jumpers on, long pants, so we were just warm enough. I feel like a swag would maybe be warmer with the thick canvas, but then I wouldn't want to be on the ground. I'd rather be up there than on the ground. Anyways, we're all good. We survived the night, and I'm going to pack this up now and get out of here. Hopefully the car will start. All packed up. That is one good thing about this rooftop tent in conditions like this. Is quick and easy to pack up. I put on Instagram about doing the handbrake and the windscreen wipers and all that last night, and a few people asked me why you don't have the handbrake on. Because it freezes to the rear drum brakes, and it happened to me once before in Barrington Tops camping in the snow, and I put it on. And in the morning when I went to go, the car wouldn't go, like it was just jammed, and I had to give it a bit of throttle, and then it just let go with a big bang. You heard those, unfreeze off the rear drum brakes or whatever. So, I got out of it, but it's probably not great for them to have them come off with a big bang while they're jammed on, and I guess if it gets more cold, you might not be able to get them to release. So much snow. I don't know the best way to clear this. With my hand, I guess. Alright, hopefully that'll work. Now, hope the car starts. The problem was I don't think I had Alpine diesel in the tank. I never had any additive with me. But it has to get to -5 or under -5 to freeze, and I think it's -2 or 3, so it should be all good. If the battery's dead, I've got to jump start it. so beautiful out here in all this snow. It's not like a massive amount of snow, but
Oh yeah, you know, not like the grass is like covered in snow and the trees and the cars.
no, like it's a good covering of snow. But you know, you come out here in winter and you get like 2 foot thick snow on the road you're trying to plough through. It's not like that. It's only a light covering, but it's just amazing. We came up over the top of Mount Wellington and we're dropping down the other side. It's just a dead end, so I've got to come back, but it doesn't go that far down here to Miller's Hut, I think it is. Never been to the hut before, so I figured we'd never been on Mount Wellington before, so I figured we'd come down, have a look in the snow. This is our, I don't know, been to the high country a few times now. This is maybe my 5th trip to the high country, so I have been a few times. I do absolutely love it down here. Sort of doing a few of the tracks we've done before and then exploring some new areas as well. It's just so big down here, it'd take a lifetime to cover every spot and track. Wow, big snowflakes coming down now. Oh, how cool. Made it down off the other side of Mount Wellington down to Miller's Hut, I think it is. I'm going to have a look inside, but there's heaps of snow down here and it's just big flakes coming down everywhere. There's quite a few nice camp spots around here as well. We passed a group camped down here last night and there's another group just packing up now.
You got flying gliders though.
Yeah. Wow, look at all the snow coming down. Crazy. This year I really wanted to come to the Victorian High Country in winter, in the snow. Didn't even need to do that. I was bucketing down snow here in, what are we in, April. This is crazy. It's really coming down now and it's starting to cover the ground quite thick. Kaya's back out in the snow for a little bit after getting roasted in the snow this morning. Well, not roasted, frozen.
I was like, what? What do you mean roasted? Oh my god, the snow is so hot! Snowball fight! Well, I've got stuff going over here. I'm using this hat on the camera to protect the camera. This is definitely the most snow. This is the most snow you've ever been in, isn't it, Kai? I think. About you?
Well, I think so. Unless I was in more. It might have been in more when I was a little kid, but definitely in our camping and four-wheel driving travels over the last, whatever, 6 years. This is, been the most snow. This is crazy. Time for a nice cool drink, hey, Kai? Sorry, this lens is all fogging up. We're back up the top of Mount Wellington. I got thongs on because my boots just got so wet and muddy, and I got another pair of shoes, but I didn't want to get them wet and muddy too. I'll put them on later once we're out of the snow, but my feet are a little bit cold. That's the top there. It would be spectacular views from here because we saw them a little bit yesterday, Arvo, but obviously not at the moment. This weather is wild. Gonna head back down the other side now and start heading Cola direction-ish. I don't know where we're gonna go yet. Once we get out of here, I've got to look at the maps and work that out. What an incredible day though. Fast forward a couple of hours coming off that Mount Wellington. I didn't do too much more filming. We just sort of navigated our way through the snow onto Howard Plain Road, is it? Then up past there, up past Howard Hut, there was someone at the hut, and we came around onto Butcher Country track, and we found a camp spot here on the start of it. It's about 4 o'clock. We want to set up and get a big fire going. It's not, there's a few little snow flurries coming down at the moment, but not too much at all. There's obviously, as you can see, there's a fair bit of snow around. We've got a fire going, but it's decided to start snowing again, which is real good. Like, it's amazing, but you start getting bloody cold, and we want to try and dry a few things out. It's hard to dry them out when they're snowing, when it is snowing. Keep building this fire up. I put this rooftop tent up before it gets covered in snow. It's hard to get up. I'll see how dry it is in there. Gonna chop up some firewood. There's a dead log just over there. Get this fire cranking for tonight. It's going to be in for a cold one. We need to stay warm. These are some real nice red bits of wood. Oh man, it's cold out here. What a beautiful place. Woo. Kai's in the car under some blankets. He couldn't handle it. Its kids definitely struggle in the cold, and I wasn't properly prepared for this. So yeah, he's warming up in the car. It was originally only meant to snow last night and a bit this morning. This just keeps coming in thick. A bit hard to do anything. There's so much snow coming down, you can't really set up and sit down by the fire. You just get drenched in snow. Could set the awning up, but I don't have the sidewall for it. And the snow's just going to blow in under there anyway, and then it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass to pack up tomorrow. Snow covered awning. So I might try and heat up some dinner soon. And I don't know, maybe we'll just watch a movie in bed or something once it gets dark. We survived the night, bloody cold. Got the fire going this morning and cooked some toasted sandwiches for breakfast. Just packed up camp, head on out of here. It hasn't snowed this morning, it stopped there during the night at some stage, and then it's sort of, the sun even poked out a little bit. It's melting away now, still absolutely freezing, everything's wet. We're keen to get out of the snow and hopefully get some sunshine somewhere and dry everything out and warm up. Decided we're going to head down Butcher Country track and then onto McAllister River track. May end up camping on the McAllister River track tonight or something. Never been down here. It is snowy and wet, so we'll see how we go. It's all been relatively simple so far. The Caledonia River track runs just down in there. We've done that one before, and that was quite a challenging track. That was maybe 3 years ago now, and they've graded that since then, so that's easier than it was, and they graded this one too, which used to be more challenging apparently. Kind of a ridgeline drive with amazing high country views out both sides, bit of first gear low range. Some of this stuff is a little bit slippery in the wet. We'll keep going though and see what else comes up along the way. And the sun's out, which is so nice. After being in the snow, we're like defrosting here in the sun. All the snow's melted off the car, and the temperature is such a big difference. Once you come down probably down about 1,000 meters, 800 now. never get sick of these views in the high country. Just amazing. We're dropping down Butcher Country Track now. The turn off to Caledonia River track was back there. Drop down onto the McAllister River down here somewhere, where we will have lunch, I'd say, and I'm gonna have a swim if it's not a complete ice bath, because I want to freshen up. Down the McAllister River. So nice down here, and definitely warmer than what it was up there in the snow. That water is quite cool. I'm going to have a swim though and have some lunch, and I'm going to maybe pop the rooftop tent. I'm hoping this sun comes out. I want to try and dry it out because it got packed up in the snow 2 nights in a row, so it's getting a bit damp and stuff in there. We got to dry it out in the sun for half hour or so. I've never been on this McAllister River before. People have said how amazing it is, and it definitely is. You've been here?
Yes.
With Mum. Mum came here in her 4 drive.
Yeah.
Nice. Her Mazda, whatever it is, Mazda CX-3 or something. CX.
Mazda 2, man.
Mazda 2.
Not Mazda CX-3.
So she came down here in her Mazda 2. This water's so clear, and there's heaps of nice little deep holes along it. There's a little camp spot actually just there overlooking the creek. It's not quite swimming in snow yet, but this water's running straight out of those mountains where we just were. They were covered in snow, so I'm getting closer. Bloody cold. We've been here nearly an hour now. The sun still hasn't come out. We've got crap everywhere. We're drying everything out. It is working though. Everything ends up so damp from the snow. And then if you come over here, we got mattress, bedding, more bedding, everything open up, everything airing out. Got the Tyler Thompson bin bags here. They use for everything. Well, I got one for rubbish, one for clothes, one for wet snow clothes. They're super handy. I use them everywhere. Happy to be out of the snow.
Yes.
It was freezing, hey?
It was absolute hell.
It was hell in the snow.
Yes.
You nearly froze to death.
Guys, if you die, that's where you'll go, to the snow.
To the snow.
Yeah.
It was so cold. It is a fair bit nicer down here. That's about all you can take, 2 nights in the snow, and then you need to come down and defrost and air and dry everything out. All packed up. Feels so much better after having a swim and freshening up after a couple of days up in the snow and mud. We've dried most things out, aired everything out, which has been good. It was getting all so damp and wet. We're going to continue along this track. Got about an hour and a half of light left. So we'll do a bit more full driving and find a camp along here somewhere. Check out this spot we found. How cool is this? Just as the sun's gone down, where 2 rivers meet. You got the McAllister River and some other river, I don't know what it is. And we've got this big open area here as it all opens up where the rivers meet. Oh, I'm stoked to have found this. And then I see someone's camped there, or we got the rooftop tent, so we probably just go on the rocks over there. I don't know, we've got clear skies. We'll have a look around and find ourselves a spot here. Clyde's been taking photos. He's walking back across the creek. This will do us for the night. Perched up here on the side, overlooking this. We've got a big swimming hole there for the morning as well. Sure beats shivering our butts off. Up in the mountains again for another night in the snow. This is beautiful down here. It's amazing how you can go from those conditions to these conditions. It's all been relatively simple so far. Down on the, been here nearly an hour now. Sun hasn't really come out, but it's still drying our stuff. We got all packed up. Feels so much better after having a swim and all packed.